Hello my dear students, welcome to my physics class. Our today's topic is resolution of vector. Let's start now. Resolution of vector. In our previous lectures, I have discussed about the addition of two or more vectors, and there from two or more vectors we get a resultant vector. But here we will divide a vector into two or more components. That is, by addition we get a resultant vector from two or more vectors. But here resolution of vector means we will divide a vector into two or more components. The method of dividing a vector into two or more vectors is called resolution of vectors. The resolved parts are called components of a vector. That is, here we will divide a vector into two or more components. That is, here we will divide a vector into two or more vectors, and these two or more parts of a vector is known as components of a vector. That is, the method of dividing a vector into two or more vector is called resolution of vector, and the resolved parts are called components of vector. Here R vector, and we have to resolve it into two components. Consider one component is OA and it is X, and another component is OB and this component is Y. That is, here vector R is resolved into two parts. One is OA is equal to X and another is OB is equal to Y. That is, now this R vector is divided into two parts. OA is equal to X part and OB is equal to Y part. So X and Y are two components of R vector. Let the vector OC is equal to R is resolved into two parts. OA is equal to X and OB is equal to Y. The components X makes an angle alpha and the component Y makes an angle beta with R vector. That is, X component makes an angle alpha with the R vector and Y component makes an angle beta with R vector. Now we'll complete this parallelogram. So now OACB is a parallelogram, and OA is equal to X and OB is equal to Y are two adjacent sides of this parallelogram, and OC is the diagonal of this parallelogram. So according to the law of parallelogram, X and Y are two components of R. That is, according to the law of parallelogram, here X is the component of R and Y is also a component of R. So here vector R is resolved into two parts. One part is X and another part is Y, which are at an angle alpha and beta with this R vector respectively. Here in this parallelogram, OB side and AC side are parallel to each other, and this angle is beta. Therefore, this angle, that is C angle, will be beta. As the angle BOC is equal to beta angle, therefore OCA is equal to beta angle. This is alternate angle beta. And also, you know, the sum of three angles of a triangle is 180 degree. So this alpha angle, this beta angle and this angle, that is the sum of alpha, beta and this angle is 180 degree. If this is alpha, this is beta, so it will be 180 degree minus alpha plus beta. In triangle OAC, this triangle angle OAC is equal to 180 degree minus alpha plus beta. So it is 180 degree minus alpha plus beta because the sum of these three angles is 180 degree. So it is 180 degree minus alpha plus beta. Now according to the triangle of trigonometry, OA divided by sin beta is equal to AC divided by sin alpha is equal to OC divided by sin 180 degree minus alpha plus beta, because here OA divided by sin beta, because the opposite angle of OA side is beta. So here OA divided by sin beta, and here AC side, and the opposite angle of AC side is alpha, therefore it is AC divided by sin alpha is equal to OC. Here the opposite angle of OC is 180 degree minus alpha plus beta, so it is OC divided by sin 180 degree minus alpha plus beta. And x divided by sin beta, because here OA is equal to x vector, so OA is the magnitude of x vector. Here x divided by sin beta is equal to, so x divided by sin beta is equal to y divided by sin alpha, because here AC is equal to OB, and we know OB is the y vector, so the magnitude of AC is y. So y divided by sin alpha, here the opposite angle of AC is alpha, is equal to r divided by sin alpha plus beta. Here OC is the r vector, so OC is equal to r, and we know sin 180 degree minus theta is equal to sin theta, therefore here r divided by sin alpha plus beta. Sin 180 degree minus alpha plus beta is equal to sin alpha plus beta. Therefore x is equal to r sin beta, because here r and here sin beta, so it is r sin beta divided by sin alpha plus beta, and y is equal to r sin alpha, here sin alpha, so it is r sin alpha divided by sin alpha plus beta. And these are the two components of r vector, one is x component and another is y component. So x component, which is at an angle alpha with the r vector, is r sin beta divided by sin alpha plus beta, and here y is equal to r sin alpha divided by sin alpha plus beta. Now perpendicular components of vector. Here the r vector is resolved into two parts. One part is x and another is y, and x is at an angle alpha and y is at an angle beta. If the two components of a vector is perpendicular to each other, then these two components are known as perpendicular components. Here x component and y component, the angle between them is right angle, that is 90 degree. So x component and y component, these two components are perpendicular components of R. Now we can say, if two components of a vector is perpendicular to each other, then the components are called perpendicular components. If x and y are perpendicular components of R, then alpha plus beta is equal to 90 degree, because here angle between x vector and y vector is 90 degree, because they are perpendicular to each other. So here alpha plus beta is equal to 90 degree. Therefore sin alpha plus beta is equal to sin 90 degree. This is equal to 1. Here sin alpha plus beta is equal to sin 90 degree is equal to 1. Therefore x is equal to r sin beta divided by sin alpha plus beta. This is the general formula of x component, and here r sin 90 degree minus alpha, because here beta, alpha plus beta is equal to 90 degree, so we can write beta is equal to 90 degree minus alpha, and here alpha plus beta is equal to 90 degree. and this is equal to r cos alpha, because we know sin 90 degree minus theta is equal to cos theta. So obviously sin 90 degree minus alpha is equal to cos alpha, and here r, so it is r cos alpha, and sin 90 degree is equal to 1. So one component x is equal to r cos alpha, and another component y is equal to r sin alpha divided by sin alpha plus beta. This is the general formula of y component, and here alpha plus beta is equal to 90 degrees. So we can write r sin alpha divided by sin 90 degree, and sin 90 degree is equal to 1, so it is r sin alpha. So these are the two components, that is two perpendicular components of r vector, and x is equal to r cos alpha and y is equal to r sin alpha. That is, if x and y are two perpendicular components of a vector, and x component is at an angle alpha, so we can write x is equal to r cos alpha and y is equal to r sin alpha. This is the two perpendicular components of r vector.